Hey everybody, it's Debbie O'Neill of Cricut Designs and the Let's Learn Cricut Explore Facebook group. And today I want to show you how do you attach writing to your images in Cricut Design Space. It's pretty easy once you see it in action. So let's get started. There are a few different things you want to know about attaching letters in Design Space, and so I've created some samples to show you here. This first one is a basic tag. And I'm just using tags as my example. You can actually attach writing to any image that you want to do it, but there's a few little tips you're going to want to know. First of all, this is a basic tag, and I think it was from Celebrations. And the second tag was from Doodlebug. And this one I'm going to show you how do you move your letters in Cricut Design Space so then you can add them to your image that's not in a block. Or curve it, or however you want to do that. The other example that I'm going to show you is how do you add writing when you have a layered image, because it's a little bit different than when you just have a single image. So let's get started. I'm going to pull these two down out of the way, and we're going to work with this first tag, the simplest thing first. Okay, and so that it looks the same as the one that I created as my sample, I'm going to go ahead and change the color of the tag. It imported into Design Space from my image sets as purple, but I would like it to be blue. So I'm going to do blue, and then you're going to go into Add Text. All right, make sure you're logged into your account, so I'm going to add text, and I'm going to do our family to yours. Okay, so this is my text, but if you notice, this is not a writing font. This is a cut font. In Cricut Design Space, the fonts automatically default to the Cricut alphabet in the regular, when it says regular, that's the regular width of the font. And what's happened is this was going to cut. Well, I don't want it to cut. I want to write it. So the way you find writing fonts in Cricut Design Space is you'll go up here in your edit panel to where it says all fonts and click the arrow, and then you're going to see all fonts, system fonts, Cricut fonts, single layer fonts, and the most important thing for this is has a writing style. So I want to click on has a writing style. And now you'll notice that it's changed in the drop box here from regular to writing. And if I go up here, you'll notice that I have the Cricut alphabet does have a writing style. Not all fonts are going to have a writing style. And so it's a certain way that the machine is going to actually interpret the font and be able to use it to write with the pen in the Cricut machine. So once you do, you'll notice that it changed it to the writing font, okay, for the Cricut alphabet. What if I wanted to pick something else? Well, when you choose the has a writing style, and you click this arrow, it'll drop down and it's going to show you all the Cricut cartridges that have a writing font available for you to use, okay? And you'll notice that All Mixed Up and Ashland's Alphabet and Baby Steps and some of these others are asking for a fee, and that's $4.99. That is because I do not actually own those Cricut cartridges, but if I wanted to purchase just the font, I would be able to do that because it would allow me to purchase just the font for $4.99. All right. And you would click on that and you would use the font, and when you go to cut the file, it's going to ask you to pay for the font. Alright, I'm not going to go through that step right now. So I could change this to All Mixed Up because I do own that font, or Billionaire, or Birthday Bash, or any of the other ones listed here that don't have the dollar amounts listed to them because I don't own those fonts. So if I changed it to All Mixed Up, it'll change the font style. Okay, I want it back on the Cricut alphabet font writing style. Alright, so that's how you get to writing fonts. Now, you can have writing fonts that are part of your system fonts, but you're going to need to know which ones those are that you've downloaded as part of your system fonts. And that'll be a completely different video. I don't want to confuse you right now. Today we're going to focus on how do you add writing to your shapes in Design Space, alright? So, now that I've picked a writing style font and I've typed up what I want, I'm going to drag this over on top of my project that I want to add it to. Let me move this over a little bit. And I will go in and change. I'll be able to use any of my pens that fit in my Cricut machine, but I want to make sure you guys can see this easier, so I'm going to change it to the silver just so it shows up a little bit. And now you'll see that I've added it directly onto my tag, alright? But I would like it to be a little bit bigger than this. So one thing you can do is you can just drag the box down, okay, and it stretches everything out, and that looks pretty nice, okay. I would like the words to be a little bit closer together, so I've highlighted the box again. I'm going to go into the Edit panel, and down here in the middle of the panel you'll see where it says letter spacing, and it also says line spacing. So if I wanted to move the lines closer or further apart from each other, I would just click this until I get it to see how it now it's moved it up. Alright, and then I also have highlighted it again, and I want to move the two yours over just a little bit, just center it some. I can also do, let me do this is easier to show y'all. If I'm in the Edit panel and I have the words highlighted, you can left justify your words, you can do the center, or you can left justify all your words by using these hot buttons that are here underneath. So that's aligning your words up. So this actually centered my words for me. Okay. Now, once you get your words on there the way that you want them, you're going to highlight your words, then you're going to use your Control key, and then you will click on your image. Okay, so now it's added the box all the way around it, and then in the Layers panel you're going to do Attach. Okay, and now those words are attached onto my tag or my shape. Alright, so if I go to cut this, let's do that just so you can see what it's going to look like. So I hit go, so it would send it to the Cricut machine, and it'll take just a second to show it this. Okay, now you'll see that it has the two tags, since it had my original one and then the one I just created, right? And on here it shows you that it's going to cut the tag and it's going to write the tag. Alright, so when I hit go, it's going to go to my Cricut Explore machine, and the Cricut Explore machine will actually prompt you to make sure you insert the writing instrument into your Explore machine in the pen holder. Okay, and but now you'll see how it's going to look on your mat, and as long as it has the little writing icon here and the cut file, you'll know that it'll cut this out and it'll write the words on it. Alright, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you. So that's the basics. This is a single image, and I just added some text to the image. Alright, super simple. Y'all can just practice that a little bit until you get it down. So it's mainly just adding the writing in. Make sure you're using the writing font and highlighting that and attaching it to your tag, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing I want to show you is how do you move your letters around if you want to make it on a circular shape, or place them in a different way. So this is how you do that. So I'm going to go in and add text, and I'm going to say love, I can spell love mom. Okay, so now I have love mom. Alright, now I want to be able, I can't just drag Love Mom up here, right, because it's too big. What I want to do is, even if I shrunk this down, I'm still not going to be able to get it on there because this is a cutout shape in the middle of this tag. So what I want to do is I want to go over here to the layers panel and I want to ungroup these letters. Okay, and then when I click off of them, what's going to happen, oh actually, let me size it first. Sorry about that. I'm going to highlight them again and I'm going to group it. So now I can take this and I can change the letters all to the same size that I want to use. Okay, so I have my letters. I'm going to go in and I'm going to ungroup it. So now each letter is separate. Okay, so I'm going to drag the letter up here to where I want it to be, but I'm not going to be able to get love up there, am I? That's just not going to work. It'd be okay, I guess, but it's not what I intended. Okay, so how do you move them is when you drag a letter onto it, up here is a little handle, and you can take that handle and rotate your letter. See, now my letter is there. I can drag this around wherever I want. I can rotate my letter to however I want it to be. Okay, so I'm going to do that with each of these. And move them up here until I get it the way that I like it. You can just kind of keep playing with it until you get them the way you want it. And I'm just dragging these over to each other, or moving them down around. And it is a little bit tedious right now to do this, but that's how it works in Design Space. But it works. I'm just going to move this letter over just a little bit because I wanted that E to be a little bit better. Okay, then I'm going to do the same thing with the mom. And all I'm doing is dragging them up there and placing them where I want them on my shape. Okay. Get mom up here, almost done. Okay, so now I have Love Mom onto my shape, and what I want to do is I want to highlight the entire thing, and then I want to hit the attach. Okay, now the Love Mom is attached to my shape. Okay, so that's a little bit different than when we did it on our tag down here. We needed to highlight the letters because they were already grouped in a box, and then I had to highlight the tag and then hit attach, right? Since these were already ungrouped letters, all I had to do was highlight the entire box and hit attach, and it attached them to the shape. So that's a little bit different there. So I'm going to pull this one down. Okay. Now, okay, the final type of attaching writing to an image is on a layered image, because it's a little bit different than doing the single images like I've shown you here. So let me show you. I'm going to move these down out of our way. Okay, and the Santa tag is the one that I picked, but it has a lot of different layers. So it's got a background layer of the flesh tone, it has this red for the Santa hat, it's got this kind of grayish color that's his beard, his mustache, and his cap trim, and the little nose is a separate piece, and the beard is a separate piece. So there's several layers on this one. So it's going to act a little bit differently. So let me show you how I did this. Okay, and just to save us time, I already did the ho ho ho. Um, and I'm going to change that color to green to match the other. Okay, so when you have a layered image, what you need to do is you're going to need to ungroup this image. So I'm going to highlight the image, and then I'm going to do ungroup in my layers panel. So I need to ungroup this. Okay, and now I'm going to take my words, and since I already typed them in, I just need to arrange them on the top here. Okay, so I'm going to take the ho 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 and kind of put him where I want it and get that on there. Okay, so I have ho 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 here, and you're going to click on the ho ho ho, and since I've ungrouped the different layers, now I'm going to attach it just to the beard. So I'm going to just click on the control. I highlighted the words. I'm going to click control, and then I'm going to click the beard. Okay, and then up here I'm going to go up to my layers panel and click attach. Okay, now it's attached to the beard. Alright, now what do? How do I get it back? What's going on here? So what you're going to need to do is, after you attach your image, and this won't happen on all layered images. Sometimes if it's just 2 layers, it just attaches to that top layer, but because this one had multiple layers, that's why it did this, and it's why I picked this shape to show you in case you get in that same situation. So all you need to do is use the arrange feature up here. So I'm going to go to arrange, and I'm going to send this to the back, and now I'm going to click on the back piece and send that to the back. And now my beard's back where it needs to be, and I can just put it in place here. Okay, then I want to highlight my tag, highlight my image. Like I said, this could be anything, and then I want to group it back again. Okay, now I'll show you when you go to send it to your mat. We'll go take a look, so you'll see that it's attached to the right piece, but you'll still be able to cut all the other pieces that you want to cut to do the multi-layered tag. It'll take just a second. So there's our family tag that we did and so forth, and I'm just going to scroll down here, and now you will see that when you go to the layered image, so there's the image, this will cut the back, that'll cut his hair, whatever. That's all I'm doing, is I'm just scrolling between those. So this is the layer that I attach the words to, and it's attached, and you'll see that it has the scissors to cut it out, and it has the pen to write with. So you know that you have successfully attached your words to the layered image that you want to write the words on. So that's all you need to do. Then you would hit go, and this would go to your Cricut Explorer like you're going to cut out your images. It will prompt you to insert the pen when it's time to do that. And so that's it. And I just wanted to show you the 3 different ways that you can use the writing feature and how to find it in the Cricut Design Space. Hope you have a good luck doing this. If not, let me know. Always happy to help. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.